Back with another episode of Council Bluffs Today. I'm Todd Studer, and in studio today it is Lindsey Grote Rogers with Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
How did you break free with how busy you are? We've got a Celebrate CB week that is coming up. Actually, it starts 2 weeks from today as we are recording this, right?
So, yes, Saturday, I think I posted 3 weeks till parade day. So,
because the whole week, there's going to be different things going on that people can take part in, culminating with the parade on Saturday. But now this year with Railroad Days, that's going through the weekend.
Yeah, we're just going to extend the fun and in a different way than and maybe people are used to for Celebrate CB week. But that, adding Railroad Days, kind of teaming up with that has proven so far to be a really great thing.
Was it difficult to merge those things together at the same time?
Not really. Each event kind of lended itself to complementing each other. So in the back of my mind, I kind of wanted to ask if that was a possibility. And I think the same thing was happening on the other end.
Right.
And when we met to talk about it, it was like, this makes sense. Yeah.
Well, it does. And with the amount of people that are going to be in town, or really a lot of them already here, but now they're out and about.
Correct.
And we're all kind of gathering at Bayless Park and then lining the streets for the parade. So why not just keep it going and make an entire day of it?
Yeah. And actually, so Railroad Days will be 2 days. It'll be the Saturday and Sunday. So if you need a break after the parade, I know, if you start the day with pancakes and then go to the parade, maybe the littles need a nap. But Railroad Days goes till 6 o'clock. So on both days, noon to 6. So really, if you wanted to make a day of it or a weekend of it. And
Well, sure. And just make sure that everyone's staying busy. You're throwing the farmer's market in.
For sure.
On a Thursday. That's just about ready to get going again.
That is. And that has been, the day after the last market of the season, we start planning the next year. And there's a lot of great things in store for the 2026 season. I think our community is going to be really pleased with some of the, not really changes, but expansion, I would say.
Anything that you can share, or is it still a surprise?
The one thing I can share is, Pace's Music in the Park will be taking place on Thursday nights. So, and it kind of overlaps the end of the market and then the start of the music. So, our food trucks will stay a little later.
Okay.
People can maybe choose to shop a little later and then stay for the live music. We try to have live music throughout the markets throughout the season, but this will be, a little more structured, and you can kind of see what type of music will be playing each week and who the artist is, and make a plan to bring a picnic or stop by one of the food trucks and make a really nice Thursday evening out of it. And that's June and July. The dates are will be coming out with who those performers are, but I'm really excited about that. I think we bring a good crowd, and Music in the Park brings a good crowd, but now it's kind of coming together as being a really significant event each week.
Service Master Restore by Schmader knows it can be hard to get things back to normal when you've suffered serious property damage due to flooding, fire, or smoke. And that can oftentimes lead to mold, and you may be left with all sorts of questions about how to get your home or business back to normal. It's easy. You give Cindy Schmader a call with Service Master Restore by Schmader. Her phone number, 402-339-9911. If you're looking for a laid-back spot with great food and even better company, it's the Mile Away on Old Lincoln Highway north of Council Bluffs. This family-run bar and grill is your go-to for mouth-watering wings, unbeatable weekly specials, and a welcoming atmosphere that feels like home. So, if you're catching a game, enjoying one of those specials, or just unwinding after a long day, the Mile Away has you covered. Open every day, Tuesday through Sunday at 8 for breakfast, and don't forget them at lunch and dinner time as well. It's the Mile Away, Old Lincoln Highway, north of Council Bluffs. I know you do a very good job of balancing the farmers market with the different vendors that are there.
Yeah.
And there's going to be plenty there selling vegetables eventually. I don't know how many early season vegetables there will
Right.
be, but great vendors doing that, and some even go above and beyond with their display, and it looks like something out of on a postcard.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you. Actually, last year I thought so too, so I made a
yeah,
postcard.
yeah. We'll see.
And if you stop by the chamber tent, you can pick up a postcard and write a note to a friend that you feel like should come
Yeah.
to the farmers market. We'll even mail it for you. You don't even have to buy postage.
There is, it's going to be into the park a little bit this year.
Correct.
That instead of just along First Avenue,
hmm
and that's going to open up some more possibilities.
Yeah, it really will. And some of those spots are nice and shady. There's always kids activities going on in the
hmm
grass. So some vendors, it might lend themselves a little better to be closer to where the kids activities are. Because if you come to the market and you walk around, there are people congregated in the park, and whether they're watching their kids play with some of the games, or sometimes there's activities or art activities, or they just are looking for shade. I mean, that's it just kind of seemed natural to expand into the park and allow some of that space to be selling space.
I remember last year that early season with the farmers markets, a lot of starter plants.
Yes.
Those are very popular. I
Yes.
bought a basil plant last year, I think on day one,
Nice.
and somehow managed to keep it alive. But I
Hey,
did.
good for you.
That is being very generous with the definition because it wasn't doing a lot. But
Did you at least get one batch of pesto out of it,
I didn't get pesto, but
uh,
I did use it in a couple of recipes
okay?
that I was making, so
You
I
know
was
what?
able to dice
That's
it up, and
yeah,
that was good, and
yeah,
I was happy with that.
yeah.
I was happy with the opportunity to try.
Farmer Todd.
Yeah,
I can
that not
officially
really so
call you
much,
Farmer
but
Todd.
I did my best. There'll be a lot of makers that are there,
hmm
a lot of folks selling different things. There's something for everybody
There
in the Council Bluffs
really
Farmers Market.
is. And what I really like about it is I feel like our vendors are really in tune with the community, and they know there's a lot of kids coming. So they
hmm
might have some little, trinkets where kids feel like, oh, I get to
hmm
pick something out, and it's not a huge investment. All the way to just some really grand artisanal items that, I mean, some of these people have really perfected their craft, and
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing what they bring new every year, because we do have a lot of returning vendors, and to see how they've grown. I mean, some of them started out with a table
Right.
and barely a tent, and now they have a branded tent and beautiful displays, and to see them grow is so cool.
Yeah, it's exciting to watch the entire farmers market grow,
hmm
from where it was, and I can remember. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it probably was because time's speeding up on me.
Yeah.
But that the street wasn't even completely full,
Right.
but now it is. Tents are in there, right? And you've got everything marked off very well, and
Yes, it's
yeah,
set you get 10 feet.
you get 10
And
feet. Yeah.
yeah, and it works really nice because First Avenue can be a little bit of a wind tunnel. I know you know that.
Yeah,
We
it's always windier on the east side.
and yes, yes.
Yeah, and that's usually down where I was sitting, and I'd walk up to the other end and said, "The wind's not blowing so much up here,"
Yeah, what's
but
going on?
yeah.
Um,
So it does get a little
it,
little
it gets
windier
a little
down there.
windy, but as you get to know your neighbor in the market, and a lot of times they're in the same spots,
hmm
they kind of help each other with weights and tethering tents to each other,
Right.
and it works really well. So,
Well,
um,
and I don't remember ever seeing one go airborne, but I thought it was going to.
there's been some close calls. Yeah.
I've seen it at other places, but I haven't seen it at the Council Bluffs
Yeah,
Farmers Market.
we
And
do a little
yeah,
training. We're like, this is a really good way to weight down your your canopies.
spring every year for the Council Bluffs Chamber is just jam packed. It seems like everything is just right there at the beginning, and you're going to
hmm
have things going on because I know other city events that you're working on are
Right.
coming too.
Right.
So it all takes time to plan. So kind of have, as an old sales guy talked about one time, you got to have things on different bases all the way around. So maybe this is only on first base right now, but you got something on third ready
yeah,
to
I
come
like
into
that.
home.
Yeah.
And it's just always moving all season long.
It really is, because right after Celebrate CB is another iconic Council Bluffs event, Summerfest, at the riverfront. And we do actually have a little mini pop-up farmers market at Summerfest. And we're constantly looking for, even if we're not planning it, we're constantly looking for opportunities for our partners and vendors and even nonprofits that we work for or work with. To get them involved. So we always have our finger on the pulse to see what's happening. But yeah, Summerfest would be the next big one where we're not necessarily planning it, but we're helping get our people in there and get them involved.
Well, that's what works around here is different organizations cooperating with each other, working together. Some places are taking the lead on this. Chamber's taking the lead over here, and making it all come together for the entire community, and not just for Council Bluffs, because I think that we sometimes gloss over the word area, because there's a lot of businesses and organizations that are not directly inside of the city limits that are part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, small communities. I know, you look at the surrounding towns, and a lot of them do have their own markets, possibly, or celebrations going on. But we do see an overlap. And myself living in a small town, it's really cool when I see that crossover where maybe one of our vendors is doing something in Underwood, and
oh, sure, and
I see one of my neighbors vending or just being at an event.
Yeah,
having a
Avoca is putting together a farmer's market. Glenwood obviously has one, and it does seem too that nobody's competing with each other.
No,
You
right.
know, that's the great part.
This is a very polite industry I've found, because a lot of ours is on a Thursday, so because to allow our vendors to be able to participate in some of the Sunday and Saturday markets that are very busy and they can do great business at. And so just the other day I heard somebody talking about a Wednesday market, and they're like, to not compete with,
Right.
and then it's always said that, just not compete with the other markets. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, really, in this region, you could, any night of the week,
Pretty much,
or morning, depending, weekend, you could find a place to feed your need for local products and ingredients and baked goods. Oh my gosh, I mean, baked goods at our market.
Yeah, I have an addiction with the hand milled wheat products, and there's just so much great stuff going on with that. So getting close now to finalizing everything for Celebrate CB. Is there still room for parade entries?
Absolutely, yeah. We're not going to cut anyone off. We'll put it that way. But it is getting pretty full. I am really excited. There's some new entries that I've been at this for several years, and I see some new people hopping on board. And when you register, you kind of give a little description of your entry, and so I get really excited to read.
Well, election year is going to up that number too, because there's a lot of folks that are running for office around here that putting entries into the parade.
Correct.
I can remember back when I was a kid that, this is something that's always been. My grandmother, way back when, was running for recorder in Hardin County, and she had me sitting next to her which I thought was cool, because I'm sitting in the back seat of a convertible. And I had on one of those white straw hats. She had all of that. I got to ride in the parade there in Hardin. This would have been in the mid 70s, probably. So you think back all the way back then, and we're still doing the same kind of thing now.
Yeah.
And by the way, we were just looking it up, and this parade actually got its start in 1972.
The Celebrate CB celebration, started as a community-wide cleanup, which is still going strong.
That is still going on. So Clean Sweep is the Tuesday
Tuesday. Yeah.
before. So is there a place for people to sign up for that?
Yeah. So really, any information you need is on the chamber website.
Just
So
councilbluffsiowa.com.
councilbluffsiowa.com.
Yeah.
Yes. And under our events, you can go there a couple different ways. We have our calendar of events that has each one listed separately, or you could go to the Celebrate CB page and kind of see everything all at once, all together. So the registration for Clean Sweep, there's a few spots left. Those filled up fast. Really excited to see the energy that is behind Clean Sweep. Some of our Adopt a Street participants use Clean Sweep as one of their cleanups for the year. So some of those are already taken, but besides that, it's a pretty long list of areas. And I think last week we looked and there was maybe 8 left so. I haven't looked today, so maybe they're full. I don't know. It's worth looking at.
Yeah, it's worth taking a look.
Don't assume. Still go and take a look and see. But and the parade registration is on there as well. We do ask people try to get signed up by the 24th, just so we can get that lineup secured. And there's after the registrations, there's a little bit of work to finesse the lineup, because we do have everything from marching bands that do play music, obviously that's the but and then some entries that might have animals, and we try to separate them from the loud entries. And then
typically the horses are going in the back too, because
they are.
Unless you've got somebody with a shovel.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was little, and the horses are always in the back, and then the cleanup crew always wore masks, so they didn't. I don't know why. Like, I remember brown paper bags on their heads, like cleaning up the wheelbarrow. I have no idea what that was all about, but it's a core memory.
We've been talking about it, that Kyle and I are going to be out there doing the live webcast again of the Celebrate CB parade. So first and foremost, come down and watch the parade, because the cool thing about the webcast is you don't have to see it live. It will be available live.
Right.
So if you cannot make it down here, or let's say they're folks from out of town, maybe you haven't made it back from Arizona or wherever you spend the winters, or you've got family from out of town, this is a way to be able to watch it.
Yeah.
And there are some folks that they don't get out as much. So this is a chance. It'll be out on YouTube. It'll be on Meta/Facebook, Instagram, that kind of stuff. And we'll be promoting it there too. But as we said, being there is the best part of it. So if you go back and watch it later, then you can revisit the feel of it.
Yeah.
Because what we cannot do is broadcast the smell of the parade. We cannot let you feel the energy of, we'll do our best, but it's not the same as being there.
Like the Pancake Man. I mean, if we could recreate that virtually, I think we'd be onto something. I think it'd be very well received.
Yeah, I think so.
But just that alone, that starts at 8 a.m. at Bayless Park, starting the day with Pancake Man.
Oh, and that's it.
It's never a bad.
And plus,
never a bad choice.
It's an inexpensive way to be able to feed your family breakfast.
It really is. Yes, it's $5 for adults, and kids eat free, 12 and under. So, and it's all you can eat. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
I know. Pancakes, sausage. And we do bottled water, but we do have coffee and other beverages that are available to purchase.
I would recommend getting there early. I remember last year that line was ongoing, and it moves fast.
It does move really fast.
But it was going almost up to parade time.
Yeah.
Last year.
It was. And, as we're kind of watching it all unfold and seeing the line grow, but also it did move fast. We decided that maybe moving some of the activities that we did after the parade to before the parade. So while kids are waiting in line anxiously, they could go do an activity while their parents maybe save the place in line.
That makes sense.
And so, and that all worked out so well with combining railroad days. So after the parade, it really does shift to railroad days. We won't have activities in the park afterwards like we have in the past, but all that will happen and during the Pancake Man. So really, the party in the park
Yeah.
will be in the morning, and then
And then Ollie the trolley is going to be running around and
yeah.
taking folks to the different places for railroad days. And was it a couple of years ago? I was working one of the booths where folks were getting on and off, and it was just that again constant. There was just a lot of folks that were taking advantage of for again
taking a
it's
cruise around.
$20 gets your whole family onto Ollie.
Yeah.
So
how many little train engineers did you see?
I lost count.
I love it. Yeah, the kids get into it. I mean, if your kids like trains,
and we have so many wonderful museums in town that how often do we drive past them and
for sure.
it's just kind of blends into the background now.
Yeah, you can look out the window and
right.
It does. And I mean, the UP Museum is a beautiful historic building that I don't think a lot of people realize that significance.
Right. Technology should work for you, not against you. At ThinkSpace IT, they provide expert IT solutions to keep your business running smoothly and securely. From cybersecurity and cloud services to network management and tech support, they simplify IT so you can focus on what matters most. Stay protected, stay connected, stay ahead. Visit ThinkSpaceIT.com. S&B Country Kennel is the top spot in Southwest Iowa when you need to know your dog will receive only the best. Boarding, daycare, grooming, self-washing, training, and even a membership available to a dog park over an acre in size. S&B Country Kennel also has rescue dogs, so check with them about adoption possibilities. sbcountrykennel.com, that's country spelled with a K, located just west of I-29 on Bungie Avenue, south of Council Bluffs. And Rails West going to be a part of it, and you can get to see the Dodge House, a Pace, something going on there. It sounds like a cliche to say there's something for everybody, but there is.
It really is. You're not lying, and you're not trying to. We shouldn't have to try to talk people into.
No, I wouldn't think so. Can you get tickets for that on the chamber website too, or is there a different location?
We don't have them now, but you can get them the day of.
Okay.
We don't have a link to. Well, we have a link to Railroad Days.
Yeah. Right.
So, I guess, we do.
Well, there you go. It's all on councilbluffsiowa.com. So check out that activity. Also, while I have an opportunity and with you sitting here, Lindsey, you know how I feel about the chamber and how I support chambers of commerce in whatever community that you're in. I think it's important. And I think it's key. And I think that you guys are doing such a great job of creating different networking opportunities for people to be able to get together and you wouldn't believe the number of how many interviews that I've done from folks that I've met at chamber events. And that's where that connection happened. And in some cases, the partnership continues and we continue to collaborate on different things. So you never know. Who you're going to meet.
You're right.
And being open to collaborations that maybe you hadn't thought of before. That is a big part of this too. And whether it be on a Tuesday morning for coffee and contacts or getting together, there's
our mixers.
Yeah, the mixer's coming up like soon.
Yeah.
So I think Advanced Southwest Iowa is doing the next one. And what a great opportunity for businesses to sponsor something and then have an opportunity to speak.
Correct.
Around it. And you have a captive audience.
Very captive audience. I appreciate you saying that because that is such a big part of our mission is connecting people. And you hit on, sometimes it isn't an obvious connection.
Yeah.
And those are a lot of times the ones that just, spark some sort of energy that creates something bigger than any of us ever imagined.
We're sitting in a place right now that is testament to that.
I agree.
With Kyle and I getting together at a networking event initially, and it was a few years later, but now we're sitting here and you and I are in front of a camera and we're talking into microphones and all of that is a direct path from that collaboration started that way. So
Gosh, goosebumps.
You never know.
You
You just
don't.
never know.
Well, I think about our first time just during in that windy First Avenue corridor.
Right.
No, probably no. Actually, no. We date back further. Yeah,
Yeah.
but really, I think the first time, sitting with microphones
Yeah.
side by side, at the farmers market. I don't think you had a canopy. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I know that we didn't have the kind of camera that we're using
I think
now,
we,
and it
yeah,
was
for sure. I think we borrowed some chairs. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
it would come a long way, baby.
No, thank you. I'm doing my very best with
Well,
this.
you've always,
Yeah.
you present yourself with such confidence and professionalism, and have a way with getting people to talk, which is so cool. And that really, I think, is part of the story of the farmers market and its growth. I do want to say that.
I'm grateful for that. Thank you. I mean, I came to you with an idea a few years ago. Hey, what would you think if I was doing a live down here?
Yeah.
And we go on Facebook Live, and I went on for, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes. I don't remember specifically how long ago it was. Next thing I know, there's 1,500 views on the video, and that was because there was an interest.
Mm-hmm.
The online algorithm doesn't push things out if folks don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It understands much more than we realize and sometimes are comfortable with. But
Not creepy at
all. No, it's not creepy when we, have a conversation about motorcycles, and then I start seeing ads for the Harley dealership. By the way, you're all welcome now. Yeah, because
oh my gosh,
welcome to those
true.
ads.
It's true. I feel like everyone can probably relate.
Yeah, that's how this works. But so we knew that there was an interest.
Yeah.
Just from that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have seen the views.
Right.
And coming down and trying to coordinate and with getting folks to come on, and part of it was bad planning on my part, because thinking that I'm going to get a vendor to come over while they're just ready to go active at 4:30, that was never going to happen. Oh, you can just come down and talk for 5 minutes. No, that's not going to happen.
Which is a good
learning,
problem.
It's a learning process.
Yeah. Oh, they're waiting for customers to come over. They got time, but it's like when 4:30 hits, it's game time for them. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a fundraising idea for you at the chamber.
Okay.
You need to sponsor the cowbell ringing at 4:30.
Oh.
Sponsor it. Put a logo on the cowbell.
There you
that
go.
Whatever young person is running up and down there, because everybody's looking.
You're right.
Everybody's looking.
Maybe a little costume.
Yes, you could put T-shirts on him, maybe a cape, and we can just sponsor this thing, and it's another way to raise awareness for a business and raise a little money for the chamber. So I'm just trying to help.
And just so if you've never been there, when the bell rings, we have volunteers that run the entire First Avenue down and back. So that's a lot of exposure.
It is. I get a kick out of it. Some kids just walk it and don't really look like they're all that happy to be doing it. Others are showing off their speed.
Yeah.
And how fast can I run this?
Like
this is my chance to run.
Them.
Oh yeah.
Am I supposed to be timing you? I don't know.
Yeah, they're trying out for the NFL's punt, pass, and kick competition. But
there's another idea.
Yeah,
we time them and see who gets the fastest.
Yes, or maybe have
at the end of the year.
You could have a punt, pass, and kick competition in the park.
There you go.
And there's lots of ideas.
Oh my gosh.
Do a talent show. See if we can get the Bill Riley talent show to come down and do it at the pavilion.
I would love to
on a Thursday night. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be so much fun.
Yeah. So
growing up doing talent shows, I can appreciate.
Well, and they do it at West Fair, but I think there's room for more than one.
Yeah.
So we're just coming up with different ideas here right now. This is more of a brainstorming session than an interview now. So, but
that's my favorite part of my job is just brainstorming and seeing. I am not afraid to throw out ideas, and if it sticks, cool. If not, I tuck it away, and maybe there's a time, and place for it later.
Right.
In discussions, but I just love throwing out ideas and yeah.
So on a day like today, with us now being downtown, and the chamber's up on the 100 block, so it's a little bit. Did you walk over, or did you did you drive?
Did drive.
Okay. Well, it is.
I
It's a little ways.
It's just on the cusp of,
Right.
and I drove because I got into a conversation with someone and realized I have 8 minutes. Had I planned a little better, I would have
I've been
walked.
there.
Yeah,
I've been there.
So I needed to.
I was actually
Get here
late for an interview with the mayor last year because of that same reason. And I said, "Oh shoot, I was going to walk, and now I got to drive." And then I went out, and my battery was dead in the car.
No.
So I still had to walk.
Well, I have a foldable bike if you want to keep it here in the
that'd be
in the
helpful.
office.
That might
We
work.
could just hop on.
All right. So the date for the Celebrate CB Parade
May 9th.
May 9th.
Saturday, May 9th.
is May 9th, and 2 days before that will be the Farmers Market on May 7th. Is May 7th the first?
May 7th is the first market of the season.
Okay.
So yeah, come out and see. Oh, it's going to be great.
And
Actually, the egg cookout is going to be on Thursday this year as
Okay.
well. It's typically been on a Friday, but they're moving it to better suit schedules. There's a big golf fundraiser going on Friday, so we didn't want to exclude some of those great golfers. You know,
Right.
we want them to be able to have a good lunch before the day before. I don't know. Do you like for running? You carb load for golf? Do you do anything like before?
before I go golfing,
Yeah.
well, I convince myself that it's okay to drink beer at 9 a.m.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which it's the only place where it's socially acceptable to do that is on the golf course.
Yeah. But anyway, yes.
But
the egg
anyway.
cookout will be on Thursday in the park.
Okay,
And,
excellent.
yeah.
And so is that going on at the same time as a farmer's market, or is it
It'll be
before?
lunchtime.
Lunchtime, that's
Yeah,
right.
And
Yeah.
we get a lot of people that walk to the park for that. So that's 11 a.m. to 1:30.
Yeah, we'll plan on going over for that
Yeah.
from here too.
Yeah, you're like,
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
be able to smell it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I know.
It's right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
It's another benefit of being in the park building here in downtown on Willow. So, Lindsey Grote Rogers, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate your time. Every time we get to sit down and do one of these, I look forward to it. And I'm grateful for all the hard work that you and everyone that the staff at the Chamber are doing. It's making our lives better at the same time. So
Thank you. We love it.
And we thank you for watching this episode of Council Bluffs Today. Hit like, hit share, hit follow, do all of those things that help the algorithm push this information out even further, and more people will see all of the excitement that's happening here in Council Bluffs. My name is Todd Studer, and we'll see you next time.